Now, part 3 of what caused the Nigerian Civil War. When all these things were happening in the Southwest became the hotbed for serious katakata. Nsogbu juru eju na ala Yoruba gbaragharị. Ala Yoruba gbaragharị because of ihe Akintola na Awolowo. And the federal government overlooked them because Akintola had gone into alliance with them. Tafawa Balewa and Ahmadu Bello were enjoying the crisis in Megana Southwest because onye nke ha megie, and they need that crisis so that they can still get hold of the entire country called Nigeria. This problem started. The military were watching, but the senior military officers were reluctant. They were waiting for the prime minister to issue order. The prime minister failed to issue order. The junior military officers were not comfortable with what was happening in the Southwest, and in fact, entire Nigeria. Now listen, the Southeast was calm, peaceful, progressing. Nothing was happening there. It was only the Southwest that started the problem that culminated into the 1966 coup. Southwest of Nigeria were the people that started the problem why there was coup in 1966. If the Southwest was calm, I don't think the junior military officers that struck would have struck. But because there was serious crisis in the Southwest and the government of Tafawa Balewa was not ready to declare state of emergency or to calm the region down, everything was escalating on daily basis. Now, there came young military officers. Kaduna Nzogu, born and raised in the north. Ifeajuna Emmanuel, trained in Britain. Chris Anuforo, born and raised in the north. Timothy Onwatuegu, born and raised in the north. Humphrey Chukwuka, born and raised in the north. Dan Okafor, born and raised in the north, including Adewale Ademoyega, a Yoruba man, trained in Britain. These are young military major soldiers, that were very angry with what is happening in the southern region of Nigeria and indeed in the entire country. Now, their reason, Nigerian political leaders were running the country aground. This is one of their reasons. Nigeria political leaders were running the country aground. There is uncontrolled killings and arson going on everywhere in the country. And the government of Tafawa Balewa was so lackadaisical about what is happening in Nigeria as at that time. Nigerian ministers were living in flamboyancy. They were living so corruptly and killing Nigeria gradually. Those were the reasons these young military men struck. Now, people erroneously tagged it Igbo coup, and that was why the people, Theophilus Danjuma, Murtala Mohammed, Gowon, Babangida, Muhammadu Buhari, and co. Organized a counter coup that later took the life of the first military head of state of Nigeria in the person of General Aguiyi Ironsi, because they tagged the 1966 January 15 coup as Igbo coup. Now, listen very attentively. Kaduna Nzogu was not born in Igbo land. He was born in Kaduna and raised in Kaduna. Chris Anuforo was not born in Igbo land. He was born in Kaduna and raised in Kaduna. Timothy Onwatuegu was not born in Igbo land. He was born in Kaduna and raised in Kaduna. Dan Okafor was not born in Igbo land. He was born in Kaduna and raised in Kaduna. These people were just answering Igbo names, but they were never born or raised. They never had the opportunity of having the the cultural value of being an Igbo son in them. Rather, the only value and cultural influence they had was that of the North. So you could not say these are Igbo Q, because these people cannot even speak Igbo. But they are answering Igbo names. They have not even gotten to their father's land before. They were born and raised in the North. So you cannot say it is an Igbo Q, because these guys were never born in Igbo land. They were never raised in Igbo land. They were never taught the value of life, the value of sanctity of life as an Igbo man. So they were raised where people don't care about life. So don't call them Igbos as far as this Q goes. But erroneously, they say it was an Igbo Q. And they struck casualties of 22 people who died in that queue, including the Prime Minister, the Premier of the Northern Nigeria, Premier of Western Nigeria, Finance Minister Okotie-Eboh, etc. The Q plotters couldn't kill Ironsi because Ironsi's boys subdued them. So after 2 days of the queue, Ironsi's boys subdued them. Now, the counter coup of 1966, that is 28 July 1966, it was planned by Lieutenant Colonel Moritala Mohammed. Moritala Mohammed planned it. Now, they ambushed Ironsi in the government house of Ibadan, where Adekunle Fajuyi was receiving him, because at that point, Ironsi was advocating for unity government. And the Northerners said, unity government so that you will control everything, so that the East will control everything, so that Ndi Igbo can control ihe niile. That was the problem. Agụ Ironsi amahụ na unity government ọ na-propose adịghị ndị ugwu mma. Ọmahụ na ọ dịghị ha mma. Now, on aga from one region to another, one region to another, one region to another, so that when we get Pokolato in Nigeria, go hana ha wofu, or the unit or the Okuye. Ogachara Hunde Zene Badon. Nanke Fajuyi, Adekunle Fajuyi with the governor of the Western region. Ebaho, Theophilus Danjuma, Jiporo, uncommissioned soldiers, may ambush. That was where he was arrested, and he was taken. Ebuoye. Adekunle Fajuyi, the governor, say, "Una agaghị egbu my visitor, happen forever and ever." Ndị nwe ndị Igbo ga-asị na ọnya nwarịrị nwanne ha. So ha na-egbu visitor ya, ha gbukwuo ye, ha tụtụrụkwa Adekunle Fajuyi gbuo. All right, let us run through so that we can see exactly the coup plotters. The counter coup plotters include Lieutenant Colonel Murtala Mohammed, Inspector of Signals, Lagos. Major Theophilus Danjuma, Principal Staff Officer, Army Headquarters, Lagos. Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Akahan, Commander, 4th Battalion, Kaduna. Major Abakiari, Artillery, Kaduna. Major Adamu Martin, 2nd Battalion, Lagos. Major Shitu Alawu, Nigeria Air Force, Lagos. Major Musa Usman, Nigeria Air Force, Lagos. Captain Joseph Garba, Federal Guards, Lagos. Captain Issa Buka, Federal Guards, Lagos. Captain Ibrahim Taiwo, Lagos Garrison, Yaba. Captain Baba Usman, GSO, 3rd Battalion, Kaduna. Lieutenant Muhammadu Buhari, 2nd Brigade, Lagos. Lieutenant Ibrahim Babangida, 1st Reconnaissance Squadron, Kaduna. Lieutenant Ibrahim Bako, 4th Battalion, Ibadan. Lieutenant William Walbe, 2nd Battalion, Lagos. Lieutenant Bukasuka Dimka, Nigeria Military Training College, Kaduna. Lieutenant Yakubu Dambo, 3rd Battalion, Kaduna. Lieutenant Garuba A. Dada, Adjutant 4th Battalion, Ibadan. Lieutenant Garuba Duba, 1st Reconnaissance Squadron, Kaduna. Lieutenant Muhammad Balarebe Haladu, 2nd Battalion, Ibadan. Lieutenant James Onoja, 4th Battalion, Ibadan. Lieutenant Malami Mahe Nasarawa, 2nd Battalion, Lagos. Lieutenant Abdullahi Shelenge, Company Commander, 4th Battalion, Ibadan. Lieutenant Paul Chabritarfa, Federal Guards, Lagos. Lieutenant D.S. Abubakar, Abeokuta Garrison. 2nd Lieutenant Sani Abacha, 3rd Battalion, Kaduna. 2nd Lieutenant Muhammadu Kado Nasco, Artillery, Kaduna, Sergeant Paul Dixon, Sergeant Sabo Kwale, Abeokuta Garrison, Corporal John Shagaya, 2nd Reconnaissance Squadron, Ibadan. These are the counter-coup plotters of 1966 that took the life of Major General Aguiyi Ironsi, the first military president and head of state of Nigeria. Thank you for listening. Let's move to part 4.